If you ever felt that, oh, I'm too stiff, I cannot do yoga, this video is for you. So I just went through the 200-hour yoga teacher training. Myself is a very stiff person. I cannot do split for the life of me. And the irony is that the stiffer you are, you actually get more benefits by doing yoga, because yoga is a sport where you connect with your body and you soften your muscles and mind and get the benefits of just being present with your body and flex your mind. So today I'll talk about if you're stiff and you still want to get the most benefits of doing yoga, what kind of props and essential tools you could get to help you out in that process. So right now I'm sitting on a block. You've probably seen it in yoga studios. So what the block does, it helps you prop your pelvis up. If you're sitting and then you're like me, you can push your knees all the way down. It's actually adding more strain to your hip by having your knees up higher than your hips. So what you can do is just have a block, place it right underneath there, elevate it so you get a bit more room, and knees can be dropped underneath your hip to relax it instead of straining it. Another thing blocks can really help you when you're trying to stand and touch your toes. A lot of people cannot do that. Say you try to reach your feet, and this is how far you can get. You can use the blocks to help you out and extend it forward while keeping your side lengthened, your spine straight. You can still get the benefits of stretching the back of your hamstrings. Another thing I see is when you have really tight hamstrings or hips, I see people do is that you would do this alternating forward lift and back. They're trying to hold on to the ground for support, but if your hamstrings are very tight or your lower back is kind of aching, it's hard to reach here and then lean forward and back. This time you can use a block to help you elevate your upper body, and then you can lean forward a lot easier and fall back. So block can be used in situations like this. And also if say you're laying back, want to do a bridging pose, and your body is just too tight or your hip does not have the strength to do that. So instead of holding this here, you can always use a block and place it right underneath. So elevate your heart above your head, so you still get the calming effect while getting some support from the bottom. Another way that block can be used is to help you engage your muscles a bit more. Say you have a really weak inner thighs. When you do bridges, you tend to open your legs wide. You can place a block right in the middle, another one underneath. So when you lift up, you can prop this underneath and keep your inner thighs engaged. This is more of a restorative one. You can get the exercise for your legs and while getting your heart elevated and still enjoying the benefits of this pose. And sometimes when you're sitting straight or you're doing this butterfly pose, you feel like you might, like I'm pretty stiff, so you can see that your knees are still far away from the side of your mat. Then you can have them on either side to support your knees while holding on to your front and then stretch forward. So a lot of ways you can use a block to help you get to poses, different variations that still help you get the benefits. I don't know about you guys, but when I start getting older, after past 30, my knees start getting very sensitive. So you can use one of those knee pads or a high intensity knee pad, very light to carry around in your yoga bag. If you have sensitive knees, instead of bring a towel, one way to do it is to use one of a towel. You bring that and you place it underneath your knees for cushioning and support while doing lunges, anything that you need to land on your knees. Or you can use one of those knee pads and replace it with that. Because sometimes you have the blankets, right on the yoga mat itself, and you can use this on top for added, hey Ali, say hi, for added support for your knees. This is great if you want to do a lot of stretches, but your knees are just sensitive, it couldn't land on the mat. This is a great supporting tool you can use for your yoga. Another thing that could help could be a strap or just elastic band that, say you're trying to reach behind you, doing this, and you're like, I'm too stiff to do that. You can definitely have this wrapped around to the back And then the strap will complete whatever gap you have in between there. It's also great if you're laying down and you want to pull on your feet. This could be used as great strap to pull it for you to hold it steady. This of course has elasticity, but if you have the real strap, you don't really have any elastic, and then you can pull this to the side or to the other way with assist with the strap. Usually they ask you to hook it on your big toe, and I can't hook there, and I can use a strap to help me get there if I need to. We're always sitting in front of desk, and your hip and your thighs are usually very stiff. I usually recommend getting a high density foam just to roll it out. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. Honestly, just lay down. You can start doing the hip. Take 1 foot up and then lean to your right and just get that glutes, get in the muscles and get those softened, because it's harder to get sometimes, from just yoga poses or stretches. Sometimes there are deeper tissues you need to roll it out with the high density foam. Same thing to the other side. Use this for the front of your thigh. Just roll it out. Same here from the front, also the side. You'll feel like it's super, super tight. I wouldn't recommend getting the ones with sort of glutes on them. Just get the one that's smooth, so you can still handle the pain from the beginning too. So if you're going to yoga class and you have a bunch of stuff, you have your knee pads, your blocks, your towels, and all the stuff you need for your class, and you don't have the space to fit in everything. I have a bag that you can use for a really thick yoga mat. You can place the yoga mat in there, place your block, maybe put your knee pads. Your water bottle can go in the front. There is some front pocket, and it's whatever you need for your class. Then you just carry this to class with everything you need in one bag. That's it for Yoga Essential for stiff people. Really get some insights and little tools that you could use for your next yoga session. I'll have the links all down below, and let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.